Rube's observations brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters.
Observation number one, this time last year, the Eagles had 25 sacks on their way to 29 for the entire season in 17 games. Second fewest in the NFL. Overnight, almost 49 sacks this year, the most in the NFL, most by any team through 13 games since the 2000 Saints. And it's really been impressive. And the great thing about it is everybody's contributing. Listen to this. They got five guys with 5.5 or more sacks. You look at it, you got Reddick with 10, BG with 8.5, Hargrave with 8, Josh Sweat with 7.5, and Fletch with 5.5. The last Eagles team that had three guys with 10 sacks, and it's going to happen. I mean, that's going to happen. It was the 1989 Eagles with Jerome, Clyde, and Reggie, three guys who only need first names. No team in NFL history has ever had four guys with double-digit sacks. It's never happened. Observation number two. Remember that whole thing about, oh, the Eagles haven't played anybody, the Eagles haven't beaten any good teams. Well, guess what? Titans 35-10. They were 7-4. Giants 48-22. They were 7-4-1. Those are dominating wins against pretty good teams. Now, look, the Giants and Titans haven't played their best lately, but when you can dominate a team like that, a pretty good team with playoff aspirations, certainly, going into the playoffs, that's what you want. You want to have the confidence, the ability to beat good teams, and the Eagles have done that. They're 5-1 against winning teams this year. The most they ever won in a season against winning teams is 6 games in 1960, so they're one short of that. They'll certainly have an opportunity to do that on Christmas Eve in Dallas. And I think, and I looked this up, believe it or not, this is the kind of stuff I do when I'm at home and I have nothing to do. Only 4 teams in history have had back-to-back wins over winning teams, with both wins coming by 25 or more points. So the Giants and Titans would both have to finish over 500 for the Eagles to be the 5th one. But look, it's a huge accomplishment, and that's where you want to be going into the playoffs. You want to be able to play with anybody and beat anybody. And anyone who says the Eagles have padded their record against bad teams, they played who's on the schedule, they've played good teams and bad teams, and they're 12-1. And that says it all. And final observation, just a quick note about Anthony Harris. When Anthony Harris got cut in August, Nick Sirianni, had a conversation with him, and there's mutual respect there. And when you have a guy who's out of work and you need somebody at that position, what's the history between the coach and the player? If Nick Sirianni hadn't built up a relationship with Anthony Harris last year and this year during training camp, if you're Anthony Harris, you're not coming back here. So the Eagles needed a safety. Reed Blankenship's out. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's out for another couple of weeks at least. We don't know his timeline. So a call went out to Anthony Harris. There's mutual respect there. It's a win-win because Anthony Harris knows this defense. He's played in this defense. He's not starting from scratch. Well, when Nick talks about connecting with players, that's the kind of thing, that's where it kind of pays off. We need a safety. We cut this guy, but we still have a good relationship. Now he's back.